I'm planning to ask my stepdad to walk me down the aisle over my real dad. When I was 4 years old, my dad cheated on my mom with his now wife. My mom divorced him and got split custody. I hated going to my father's house because I didn't want his wife to tell me what to do. My dad reduced his time when he got married. I was 6 at that time and wasn't even invited to his wedding, but his stepkids were. His excuse was that I am still bitter and will ruin the ceremony. Over time, he refused to pay child support and I was completely neglected. His excuse was since I couldn't be nice to his wife, he didn't have to be nice to me. When my dad had my half-brother, he was busy with him and ignored me. He even stopped taking me to his house for the weekends. He would ignore me. He would tell me that he wouldn't talk to me unless I act like a good child, aka call my stepmom mom rather than her name. He would make excuses not to take me to ice cream or do any activities. There was a time when I graduated elementary school and he promised that he and I would go fishing. He ghosted me and told my mom there was an emergency. I was again abandoned. By that time my mom started dating my stepdad, Lenny. Lenny was the father I never had. He was a single dad but he still treated me like his own child. He taught me how to swim, how to drive my car, he attended all the school functions I was in. He was there every time my dad abandoned me. I went very low contact with my dad, only contacting him on Christmas out of obligation. I didn't even call him on Father's Day. So fast forward to now, I am getting married and I have asked Lenny to walk me down the aisle because he is the only dad I have ever known. My dad and his family will be coming as a guest. This infuriated my dad. He told me I am his only daughter so I shouldn't keep him away from his rights as a father. I am getting calls from his side of the family too. My father is upset and I am sidelining him. According to him, he has been a great father and I am being unfair to him. Also, he doesn't want Lenny to walk me down the aisle at all. I told my dad he can walk his stepdaughter on the aisle and he will only be a guest. I have made my decision. He called an a-hole and told me I was an ungrateful brat. Without him I wouldn't be alive. I'm planning to ask my stepdad to walk me down the aisle over my real dad. I got married 2 days ago. I had texted my dad to say that I am not changing my decision. If he wants to come to my wedding he can because I am not going to force him. That didn't work. He called my mom and asked to talk to me about this situation. I was hoping he would drop this but no. He had to act as an entitled parent. I wrote him a long message because I did not want to talk to him without getting interrupted. I told him that give me one good reason that I should let him walk me down the aisle when he has never been a dad in my life. He never cared enough to make his marriage work with mom and decided to betray her and our family. Despite all of that I still loved him, but every time he left me and abandoned me. I doubt he even knows anything about me because Lenny raised me. He is just some guy with whom I share DNA. He is nothing like my dad because he missed all the big events in my life. He never cared or even tried to be there for me, yet he has the audacity to call me his daughter. Since he didn't do his fatherly duties, I don't think I should do any daughter duties towards him. How can he possibly think he could give me away when he already gave me away 20 years ago? Few minutes go by and then he calls me and asks if this is what I have thought about him my entire life. I asked him where he was when I was graduating. Where was he when I won first prize in my dancing competition? Where was he when I needed someone to guide me? I dare him to tell me one thing about me. How much does he know about me? When was the last time he initiated any conversations with me? He went silent. He asked me if I was still mad about the past. I told him the past was the reason I know he is an unreliable man. All these years, if he has taught me anything, it is that he is a crappy father and someone like him cannot be trusted. I made the biggest mistake of my life believing he would come through. I will not push him to come to my wedding as that is his choice. Later I got a message from my stepmom that what I said has broken my father. I told her, well, if he was upset by the truth then he shouldn't have asked and pushed my buttons. He has ignored me all my childhood. He doesn't get to play the dad now. My wedding went smoothly and the majority of my father's side of the family bailed. It hurts getting betrayed by my own dad, but I am okay. My kids will know Lenny as their grandfather. Edit, I am pregnant. My mom and stepdad have been really happy alongside me. I was non-contact with my dad after the wedding. However, my mother told me he wanted to contact me again. My mom didn't give me his number or any contact information. I guess he heard about my pregnancy and wanted to contact me. I haven't heard from him but heard from my aunts that he has been devastated since the wedding. He wanted to come to my wedding but he wasn't sure if I wanted him there. I mean, even if he is not walking me down the aisle I still wanted him at my wedding. They have been pushing me to talk to my dad and at least hear him out. He has been pining over the fact that he will not get to see his first grandchild. He is very upset and cries all the time. My stepmom also called me from a different number to persuade me to talk to him. She says I am breaking their family by being petty and I should just let it go. My father is sorry for everything. Well, I responded in a very mean manner which I sort of regret. I told her, you mean like you broke my family 20 years ago by sleeping with my father? She says I am being bitter about things that happened 20 years ago. It wasn't just 20 years ago. It was 20 years of neglect and countless therapy sessions. Some wounds just don't heal, they are so severe that you have to amputate that part of you forever. My father has other biological children since he was there for them all the time, Maybe he should seek them out to give him grandchildren and not the forgotten daughter he threw away because he prioritized his PP over her.